Chip Roy joins us right now, the Texas Congressman, House Judiciary Committee, House Rules Committee, speaks his own mind. You don't have too many who do that or aren't afraid of the political, with the pressure and the fallout. A rare breed. I love talking to him. Congressman, good to have you. You're not happy with this deal that avoids a shutdown. Explain.
Yeah, Neil, great to be on. First of all, I just met with one of those mayors, a mayor that represents a city in the district I represent. And I talk to people all the time about what they're dealing with in Texas. And I can assure you, they're not excited about what they're seeing coming out of the Senate and the White House. And with all due respect, the president who said, I don't think there are any sticking points. He has no idea what's in this bill. He doesn't know what's actually being discussed in any real granular detail. Frankly, we only know bits and pieces coming out of the Senate. We've seen some of it, and it doesn't do the job. Look, it's not about just restoring Trump policies. We actually need to enforce existing law and make sure the law is very clear so that it cannot be violated like it's currently being violated. So you ensure you will detain, you will remove, or you will stay in Mexico. That's what we did in H.R. 2. It's not complicated. As long as you release people, Mayorkas has released 85 to 90% of all the people they're encountering. We know those are not true asylum seekers. They're just people who want to come to this country. I don't begrudge them that, but as long as you allow all of those numbers to come, you will never stop the crisis. Texas is left holding the bag, so yes, I oppose it, and I also oppose Republicans funding it. That's what I said on the floor of the House yesterday. Why are we giving more money to Alejandro Mayorkas while we go to the cameras and talk about impeaching him so we can score points in campaigns, rather than doing our job to use the power of the purse that James Madison articulated was our power to stop an out-of-control executive. So that's what I think we ought to do.
That's exactly what Donald Trump said about this border thing. It better be perfect. He was sending a clear message to the speaker that it wasn't. So at least on this, you and Donald Trump are on the same page.
Well, look, I agree with President Trump on a lot of different things. I mean, I had great friends that worked in his administration, guys like Tom Homan at ICE and Mark Morgan, who headed up Border Patrol. These are great guys, and they did a great job using Remain in Mexico to stop the flow. But I would acknowledge President Trump failed, along with Republicans, Paul Ryan and the guys. They failed in 2018 to actually move a border security bill to tighten this so that we weren't dealing with this crisis right now. They failed to actually get the wall built. President Trump signed 12 continuing resolutions after he said he would never sign another one if they didn't give him the money to finish building the wall. Look, this stuff matters. It adds up. I call balls and strikes. This is not hard. This is why I support Governor DeSantis, who has delivered better than any politician I've ever seen in my lifetime.
But as you know, that's what really got, Donald Trump angry at you and why he doesn't like you anymore. Maybe that'll change. But I am wondering, you did, hitch your wagon, and you bravely did so to go to Ron DeSantis. You continued supporting him. You campaigned with him in Iowa. Yeah. But a lot of people say his campaign is on life support. He's certainly not emphasizing New Hampshire. He's hoping, I guess, for a Hail Mary pass in South Carolina. Time to stick a fork in him?
Now, look, I mean, what we saw in Iowa is 50% of voters wanted a different direction. And here's an important point. Only 19% supported Governor Haley. That means 81% supported President Trump, Governor DeSantis, or an alternative to the establishment, the old guard, who are basically living out their last dying breath. They're trying to throw everything they've got behind Nikki Haley, and it's going to fall short. She is not going to win New Hampshire. They said they needed to. They said they needed her to finish second in Iowa. She didn't. She will not win her home state in South Carolina. So if we had a head-to-head battle...
He's invisible in New Hampshire right now. He's in single digits. What happened?
Well, I mean, look, we saw what happened coming out of Iowa, and you have Governor Haley, who's spent a whole lot of money there. And frankly, Governor DeSantis went all in Iowa and hasn't focused as much as she has in New Hampshire. So that's understandable. There's also a divide in New Hampshire where you have moderate Republicans kind of outside of the Boston area in New Hampshire with your live free or die New Hampshireites. And a lot of them, that 50% block, are sticking with President Trump. Look, we get all that. But here's the deal. If we could get into a head-to-head battle, we believe that Governor DeSantis would make a strong showing. If we could get President Trump to actually show up to a debate rather than doing this out of his basement, we think he would be a better candidate if he does survive it, and we think Governor DeSantis would be able to win. So we're going to see how this plays out over the next week. But here's the thing. Nikki Haley is not going to be the nominee. She should recognize that and make way for something where we can have a true debate between two conservatives rather than the last dying gasp of an old Republican order that is not going to be back in power.
Got it. Chip Roy, always good seeing you. Thank you very much. Good luck with the snow. We will be speaking to Ron DeSantis a little later on today at my 4 p.m.